All right, what's going on, beautiful people? It's the North Shore 9 post-game show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Tyler. With me is my guy, Dougie Fresh. Dougie, how are we feeling tonight on Tuesday the 13th?
It's deja vu all over again. And to quote Yogi Berra there, I mean, we lost 2-1. We got a good starting outing from, our starting pitcher. What I think we should do, Tyler, quite frankly, is ignore this game entirely.
Yeah.
And let's be, I don't know, the Indianapolis, North Shore 9 of Indianapolis. Bubba Chandler pitched tonight. I mean, let's talk about something that means something, that's interesting. I don't know. What can I say? What can you say? Why are you people here? We love you and appreciate your enthusiasm and insanity and your need for therapy, but I got nothing. I got nothing.
Doug, can I give out sandwiches at one point in my life?
Listen, I wanted to give out sandwiches when we discussed the Derek Shelton firing. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was like,
you're a man of the people,
right? This is a win, right? That's a win.
Yeah, you're a man of the people.
Hey, Henry Davis had an RBI. I mean, let's give out sandwiches, right? I mean,
Yeah. You know what? One day I will make that executive decision, but until then, let me tell you guys about our sponsor for today. It is BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're in the NBA and NHL playoffs, and BetOnline has more ways to stay into the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here. Bet against the Pirates. I feel like that's where we're at this point.
Oh, yeah. Take the Pirates in the under, or I mean, take the opponent in the under. It seems like that will serve you well. A nice little parlay that you can hit more often than not.
And Gregory here. He says this was one of the saddest games of all season. I feel that way as well, man. So let's just start this game off. Let's go into, you know what, Doug? We're going to talk about what the most important part of the game was. It was the ninth inning. It starts with a Adam Frazier walk, correct? Am I forgetting things that happened in there? Adam Frazier walk. Adam Frazier, and you know what? Maybe I'm going to give a little credit to Don Kelly here. Maybe I shouldn't, but it was aggressiveness. Adam Frazier takes second base. I love seeing that. Absolutely love it. It's a simple play, something that they absolutely should do. Swipe second there. But it's something we hadn't seen before, and maybe it's a little bit like, I feel like kind of a damper even bringing it up right now, because I'm kind of pissy about this entire thing as well. But just to talk about it, and they mentioned here, Davis did fly out.
Right.
I couldn't remember exactly what the order was there, but Frazier does get on. He swipes second base. The aggressiveness that I saw in the ninth inning, I guess, I like that. I got to say something positive here, Doug.
I can add to that. I am Donnie Kelly in 5 games now. I gave Shelton too much of a pass, I think, because I sort of thought some of these lineups and bullpen decisions and were kind of being forced on him by Carrington. But that does not seem to be the. I mean, he's not doing it. Brian Reynolds batted third tonight. Not that did anything good, but I don't think Shelton ever would have moved him. Gorski has got now. Gorski has proven that he can't play, but Gorski got run to prove that he can't play. that it seems to me that Derek Shelton was married to these older guys. He was married to Holderman's got to pitch the eighth, Bednar's got to pitch the ninth kind of stuff. And Donnie Kelly doesn't seem to be doing that. He does seem to, like I said, he seems to be a little more aggressive. He seems to be looking at, I mean, he did sit Kutch after playing a game in the outfield, which, I guess they've got him in a hyperbaric chamber somewhere. And, I don't, my goodness, they're making Kutch seem like he is the most fragile, uh, person on the planet. But yeah, it does seem, I like what Kelly's doing. It's, and then it gets right back to Neil's point, though. It doesn't matter with this roster.
Yeah.
You can be a better manager, but you're still saying, hey, Henry Davis, hey, Canario, hey, Triolo, hey, you're asking for a lot.
Yeah, but I know I'm kind of like reaching here, but I do like some of the things I've seen. And ninth inning there, you have Adam Frazier still second. And this goes back to what we've talked about all year. We see IKF come up next. Correct? Yeah. I had to rethink the lineup there because, again, Donnie Kelly changed the lineup today.
Right, yeah.
I'm so used to the way it was working. But
well, it's funny because we were mad that Shelton changed it up all the time. But
yeah.
Now we're happy that Donnie Kelly changed it.
Yeah, exactly. So IKF comes up next. You know what? IKF gets down the line well there. This team has not quit. He gets down the line there. Doug, can I ask you one simple question here today?
Absolutely. Please do.
Did you leave a runner on third base? Because everybody else and their mother did.
Yeah.
And really, that's what this game comes down to. Everybody and their mother got left at third base.
Right. With, less than 2 out. Right. I mean, it was, this was this team's problem last year. Right. Second and third, nobody out. And they stay at second and third, picked off of second, thrown out at home. I mean, just ridiculous stuff. That was a huge issue with last year's team. And I don't know, but if I'm a general manager, I would identify, a problem, say, wow, we sure did leave a lot. I wonder if maybe we had another hitter or two could maybe we, correct that. But no, we did nothing. So shocking. It's not shocking that it's a problem this year because look at this lineup. I mean, it's a bunch of guys that can't hit that are proving night in and night out that they can't hit. So yeah, I mean, it's baseball. I mean, they're going to hit 120, they're going to hit 160. So occasionally they're going to get on. Occasionally a Francisco Lindor will make an error. But we sure can't string enough hits together. And my goodness, we get a guy to third base, and apparently we just think we've got it made. And Brian Reynolds. Do we have the Brian Reynolds conversation, Tyler? I mean,
well, it's a big part of this game here. And as I mentioned earlier, IKF beats out that ground ball on the Francisco Lindor error. Brian Reynolds comes up. He's got runners on first and third. And again, I got to give Donnie Kelly credit here. IKF steals second in that situation. That's good baseball. That is plain and simple good baseball. Stay out of two there. They are obviously in that situation. They did not care enough. That was defensive indifference and a half, but but it's good, smart baseball.
You have to do what you can do. You can't worry about what the other team's attitude or approach is to it. I'm right. Like if I'm the Mets, I'm like, yeah, you can have second base because we're going to get these next two guys out because you guys can't hit, right?
But moving that guy in that situation and just putting them on the move, that's good baseball. That's a difference maker.
Well, yeah, because this is
that's the difference between getting, Brian Reynolds struggling right now. That's the difference between getting to today your 3-hitter and your 4-hitter, or in other situations when he's hitting 2, your 3-hitter.
Right.
Being able to keep guys out of 2 is so important when a team can't stop giving out.
This team hits into double plays. Right. We hit into a lot of double plays. So if you can get yourself out of that situation, right. I mean, that's exactly what you should do. You look, we talk about it all the time, winning in the margins, doing the little things right, all that. This team
That
needs to push the envelope. Now, that doesn't mean we should be sending guys from third on, comebackers to the mound all the time, but right. We need Kevin Young talks about this a lot. Like you need players that are desperate to score runs. Player doing everything they can to score a run. They get on first base. It's like, I've got to get to second base. I've got to get that next base. And we need that mentality. And Donnie Kelly seems to believe that and seems to be trying to make things happen in that regard.
So, all that being said, we set up Brian Reynolds. One of the guys that I think you absolutely want up in that situation. Reynolds is. We're getting close to June. Like,
yeah.
Let's be honest here. Brian Reynolds is struggling. Brian Reynolds is struggling like he hasn't struggled since 2020. He looks terrible right now.
Yeah, he looks.
And you
he just looks awful. He looks lost. He looks frustrated, right?
And you get to that spot. Brian Reynolds has to do better. Brian Reynolds you can't go down with a ball piped down the middle. You can't do it. You can't do it. Like, I don't want to criticize Brian Reynolds. He has been one of the biggest bright spots of this team for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Brian Reynolds has done everything above and beyond. He has been fantastic and dealt with things.
He has been the best player of this era, and it's not even close, right?
And he has dealt with stuff in stride. Like, they've dicked him around a good bit. Let's be frank.
Yeah.
But at this point, Brian Reynolds has to be better.
Yeah.
And he's been bad. He's been.
Yeah. He needs to change his walk-up music. Right. Remember, was it last year around this time he changed his walk-up music and then he got hot? Might be time for a new song, Brian.
But you see him work into a 3-2 count, and then he's just.
How does he not swing at that pitch? How does he not swing at that pitch?
He's just not there. Like, he's not locked in. When you're taking that pitch, you're not locked in. And that's a huge spot. All you have to do is just lift the baseball, man.
Right.
And you see it from the approach in that at bat. You see it all. It's just
you just need to make a good out
right now.
Right.
He's not there right now.
This team's so good at making outs. How come we can't make it just a good out? Just a good out is all we needed there. I mean, yes, I would have preferred a home run. I would, a single, but whatever. A good out would have been fine.
You just have to lift a baseball in that situation.
Yeah.
You have
and that was the perfect pitch to do that with, right? Right down the middle,
It was dead dick down the middle.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, we love Brian Reynolds. He is, he's been this team's best player. I guess he could, now that Skeens is here, but for the entire Cherington era, the very best player day in, day out has been Brian Reynolds. And he's been a good soldier. He's a good teammate. He runs out to first. All of this stuff, right? He's not a great defensive outfielder, but he doesn't make a lot of dumb play. He gets to what he can get to. He makes he worked on improving he's done everything that you can ask. And I mean, it's just I don't want to say he's killing us. He's contributing to the to the murder of this team right now in a big way.
Yeah, I mean, we're still talking about a guy with he's hitting a 198 now. Good Lord.
Yeah,
it's dropped. And maybe that's on me. Like, I haven't looked at Brian Reynolds' numbers in a while just because I just assume he's gonna be back. And
Gorski's hitting 206. You know what I'm saying? Brian Reynolds has got a worse batting average than Matt Gorski.
I mean, let's be honest. Canario has a better OPS than Reynolds right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, Brian Reynolds, 573 OPS. Hayes. I mean, like Joey Bart, who all he does is hit singles. It's
Joey's getting there, though. Joey's getting there.
Yeah. Look, I will take wait a minute, Michael B. Who's been better? Oh boy. That's all I'm saying. I know we're always having to give these like caveats. We say, "Oh, bring up Matt Gorski." It's not because I think Matt Gorski's great. It's because I'd rather see him play than Tommy Pham, right? When I say Brian Reynolds he's been the best player on this team. Yeah, this team has been great, but he has been the best player on this team.
Feel better now?
Well, a little bit. I'm still a little frustrated there, but
But yeah, I
tell
mean,
me who's been better on this team since 2019 than oh, there you go. There you go. Coming around now. That's it. All right.
Doug had a little moment. We're good.
Yeah. I'll see you at the tailgate.
But like I said there, Reynolds doesn't come through in that situation. Joey Bart comes up, and I mean, there's 2 outs. He's just trying to do something there.
Yeah.
He doesn't come through with the hit. Arts dropped this 1-2-1. Ooh, as Burnett decides it's night. There we go. The internet's back on me.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, we could talk about G1 base hair.
Can you hear me, Doug?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? I can hear you. But you're frozen.
There we go. We're back at it. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
We back now?
I think so.
All right, we're back. And all right, I think we're good now. Got a little frozen. We've had some internet issues around here lately. Can you hear me now? Good. The old Verizon.
Yes.
Anyhow, back to it. Brian Reynolds doesn't come through there in the 9th inning. Joey Bart as well comes up. Can't pull it off. You know who else we need to talk about tonight, Doug? I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to lean back a little bit. Mitch Keller started this game. Have fun, Doug.
Hey, listen. I was rough on Mitch Keller last year, but in this offseason, I said he is the guy that I'm counting on taking a step forward, and he has. And now it's not me that's being hard on Mitch Keller. It's this offense, right? It's this team. It's like, look, he finally got me off his case, and but the team has turned on him. I mean, he was terrific tonight. He's been really good all year, and this is about the time he usually kind of turns it on. So, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping now we get that lights out run where, we're calling Mitch Keller an ace and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's just a shame that again, we're just wasting, this guy's giving you everything he's got. He's doing a great job. He's holding the Mets, who are one of the, I think have the best run differential, are scoring a ton of runs. They're a very good offensive team. And, he goes 7 innings, gives up 2 runs. I mean, 8 strikeouts. He's he's pitching a gem, and no help, and guys all over the bases tonight. And I'm sure all of our pitchers think, just let me bat. I can't be worse than than some of these other guys. So yeah, I'm. how many cutters did he throw tonight? I didn't.
I did not see any last night.
Yeah, I don't recall any. So
no. So and we saw it again tonight. We saw Mitch Keller back to that. Excuse me, man. I'm struggling with this congestion here. Anybody else have that May congestion right now? Yeah, I'm just talking to myself while I'm trying to.
I'm in Alabama and immediately realized I'm allergic to this state. So yeah, the allergy's killing me today. Man, I'm hurting lately. But Keller goes 7 innings. 1 run, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, gave up less than a base runner an inning. You cannot lose that baseball game. Good baseball teams don't lose that game. And your reliever didn't, the bullpen didn't give up any runs either.
None.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
It's like, this is not on the bullpen. This is not on the starting pitcher. This is on Ben Cherington. Right?
You pitched 8 innings in total with your staff.
Yep.
You gave up 2 runs. You cannot lose that goddamn baseball game.
Nope.
This isn't
no. These are
you want to
win.
be good at this. You can't lose these,
especially for a team that has specifically built itself on its rotation and its pitching. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be one thing if you were like, hey, we're the what were the those old Rockies teams, the Blake Street Bombers or whatever, right? Like it's like, hey, yeah, we don't have any pitching. but we're going to win 10-8 all the time. That's not the Pirates' philosophy. The Pirates' philosophy is to win games because their starting pitching and their bullpen, keeps them in the game. And they do that time in, time out again. And this inept, incompetent offense, that just, it's just dreadful to watch. Right. I mean, it's so bad that we're asking to bring up Nick Solak. And it makes sense, right? I can't even say, come on, we know he can't play. He's got, I think he's better than Tommy Pham. I think he's better than Matt Gorski. I think, he's better than Henry Davis. I think he's better than, yeah, why not? Why not? Again, you might just get a John Nagowski run. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it be nice to have, some guy hit real well for 2
I'll
weeks?
take any run.
Yeah.
Any
Oh, no,
run
no,
we
that's what I'm
get.
saying. Like, look, I don't care who it is. I would love to see someone go on a hot streak. I'd love to see someone have a 10-game hit streak, or 2 hits in 4 games in a row or something. My goodness, it's just a little life, a little offense, man. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't want to encourage Jim, but
No, don't. But to go back to Keller here, he gives up 1 run there in the first, Nimmo double. At that point, I'm thinking, you know what? It's the Mets offense. You might run into a little bit of trouble here. And at
yeah,
that point, after that, Mitch Keller was lights out tonight.
yeah.
I thought stuff-wise, he was about as good as he could have been. He stays out of trouble really till the 7th inning, which, Doug, I'd like to hear your opinion on this. Mitch Keller comes back out for the 7th, and there was even questions about him coming back for the 8th. I know most people are probably on board with bringing Mitch Keller back out for the 7th, and I probably lean that way as well, but just because he gave up that run, are there any questions about bringing him back out there?
There's not for me. I
Okay.
always want, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he gave up a solo home run.
Mm-hmm.
He gave up
That
2
barely got
runs.
over.
Right, right.
It barely got over.
He gave up 2 runs. It's um, our bullpen has been a little stressed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be forced into having to use Holderman and Bednar in the 8th and 9th inning again. You know what I'm saying? If we can keep Dennis Santana and Barucki fresh, if we can give Ferguson, we need these guys to be able to be effective. We need to. I mean, look, the bullpen is a huge part of the game now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Watch last year's playoffs. How many bullpen games were used by the Dodgers and Yankees in the World Series? Why? Because the starting pitching can't. They just can't survive. The way we play them now. 5 innings and 2 times through the lineup and all that stuff, and you're wearing your bullpens out all year, and then you get to the playoffs, and it's just a war of attrition. So, and I mean, I know it's silly to be thinking, boy, I want this bullpen to be fresh in September down the stretch. I know that's it, but I would like that philosophy to be in place. Like, I would like to see, I mean, if I can ask Paul Skeens for anything, I'd like 1 more inning a start. I would like him to be just a little more efficient, and he's fantastic. He's not doing anything wrong. I have no gripes or no complaints. But if he could give us another inning and give the bullpen less opportunities to have to use some of these guys that we don't necessarily feel as comfortable with,
Mm-hmm.
I think they'd be great. So no, I've got 0 issue with bringing Keller out, and that's with the knowledge that he gave up the run, because he gave up 2 runs and he walked 1 guy and he struck out 8 guys and he pitched fantastically, and this team could not get guys in from third base with less than 2 outs because they suck, because our general manager cannot find a hitter, cannot develop a hitter. And, we keep, putting the focus on somewhere else. Like, oh yeah, maybe the pitching, no.
It was so professional for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Believe me, I've got
And then we
F-bombs here
flipped
that
the
are, I'm
switch
just,
too because we suck.
yeah. Yeah. And we do.
Oh God.
I mean, dear Lord. I mean, look, we're excited about Canario now, and he's batting 190.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's one of the better hitters on the team right now.
You know what? I'm not giving Canario his flowers yet because Jim was all aboard that one. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hold off on that for now.
Yeah. Well, you got a fantastic argument. He's hitting 190 with an OPS of 594.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
Exactly.
right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're getting excited about Nick Solak, because we just right now, if a guy could hit 220 for us, he would look like a modern day Ty Cobb for this team, right? He'd be like, it's like Ted Williams hitting 406 in 1941, because our guys are
Mhm.
hitting. I mean, Henry Davis is hitting 135, Triolo 162, Canario 190, Reynolds 198. I mean,
You know what,
Mario, the Mendoza line, dear Lord. I mean,
Doug, let me give a little bit of credit to the one guy who gave an RBI to this team today. Henry Davis,
yeah,
a bases loaded walk. We got an RBI out of our number 1 overall pick.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, and that's another
That's
thing.
all I got for you.
You got, if you have to win the games that your pitching staff only gives up 2 runs, I think you have to win the games where Henry Davis gets an RBI. Because those are very rare. Those are unicorns. And
Okay. Now, Doug, to be fair, I like the at-bat there. I don't like any of the at-bats I've seen all year from Henry Davis.
no, God, no.
He's
He doesn't look like he has
He's
any
bad.
idea up there.
He doesn't
Yeah,
look like he belongs
it's
anymore.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. One more thing about this game that I do want to mention, and I'm trying my hardest here to bring us some sort of like positivity-ish, that like something we could build on.
Bubba Chandler had another scoreless outing. I'm sorry.
Aside from that, I mean, they got Senga out of the game before the 6th inning. And I say that in just a little bit. But truthfully, if you get Senga out of the game before the 6th inning, you need to win that baseball game. And you sure as hell cannot score 1 run.
Yeah.
Again, it's the poor situational hitting. And the poor situational hitting, I understand it's because they can't hit baseballs. They don't have guys that can hit a baseball on this team. I know that's why. But for God's sake, somebody hit a baseball the other way with a guy on third base and just score a freaking run.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, the matchup did not favor us, right? Saying that he's been pitching great, and they did. It's just. I mean, they got guys on, they got guys over, they just couldn't get them in. It was. But yeah, they got him out of there. I mean, again, that's the game plan, right? That's when they sit down and had their little pregame meeting. That's what they were supposed to do. But
if they
goodness.
said that in that pregame meeting, I feel like if you brought all those hitters in and you said, if we get Senga out of this game before 6th inning, we're going to win this game. I think everyone would buy into that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they had the right plan. And again, it's the problem with this team. They knew what to do. They just don't know how to do it. They don't have the players that can execute the plan. Remember, it was a couple years ago where everybody was saying all the time, showing up is half the battle and all that stuff. I'm going to go unprofessional here. Bullshit. Because I could show up and that's not half the battle, right? You need to show up with talent. You need to show up prepared. You need to, if I challenge LeBron to one-on-one tomorrow, showing up's not going to be enough, right? It's just how it goes. So they had the right plan, and much of it was executed thanks to the pitching staff. And again, the hitters, they definitely made Senga work, but you could not get runners in from third with less than 2 outs, which is a fundamental principle, must be done. And this team is not good at small ball, which is absurd because they have no power.
It's not taught, Doug. It's not taught.
No,
I mean, let's be honest here. Like Jared Trill not being able to get a bunt down a couple days ago, that is enough evidence that they don't teach it. The fact that Jared Trill has not bunted since he was in college is enough of evidence that
and he's not a hitter,
they don't do
right?
it. They don't do it.
Like, I can see why you're not having Connor Griffin working on his bunting, right? Because the kid looks like he could hit. You don't want to take the bat out of his hands in that regard. But like G1 Bay, for 5 years in the organization, and he doesn't know he can't hit.
Yep.
And he's got blazing speed, but he doesn't know how to bunt. Triolo, who couldn't hit, but is a phenomenal defensive player, doesn't know how to bunt. I mean, and on and on and on and on and on. It's right. So again, just another Ben Cherington fan. Bob Nutting, I know you're a subscriber. I know you watch every episode. I don't know if you catch us live, but dear Lord, man, what does he teach? We don't develop. We don't we're trying to play the way that the Yankees play. I got news for you. We don't have Aaron Judge, and we don't have Stanton, and we don't have Soto, who's now with the Mets. Right? We should be playing, like that early 1980s Oakland A's Billy Martin ball, right? I mean, we should be doing the Jim Leland thing. Anytime someone gets on first, the next guy should be bunting him to second. Right? I mean,
I don't know about that, but like we should be stealing second.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's whatever. We need to, we don't need to be waiting for a 3-run homer, right? Because we don't have people in this lineup that can hit home runs. And it's the same people who have been proving it at the minor league level and at the major league level when they come up that can't hit home runs, who really can't hit average, don't hit doubles. We get a lot of singles. We get a lot of singles, but then we can't seem to get that single when a guy's on second or third with nobody out.
And now with that being said, I will say I'm giving Donnie Kelly a little bit of time here. Like, you can't change things like this overnight.
Right.
It's very difficult to get everyone to buy into if you're going to make this. And I do wonder, and it's going to be something to watch, whether he is one of those aggressive types of coaches or one of just, what I want Donnie Kelly to be. I'll just plain and simple. I want him to be a scrappy ass coach. I want him to make this team scrappy.
Yeah,
I want teams to just be miserable playing the Pirates.
Right.
They're not talented. We know it.
Yeah.
But they will scratch and claw for every single base.
Good. It's like I said, Kevin Young, I want them being consumed with getting to the next base and the sense of urgency. Like, they get to first base, it's like, I've got to get to second base. I want Reynolds stealing. I want Hayes stealing. I want Henry Davis stealing. Anybody gets on base, gets on first, we got to get you to second, right? We got to annoy the other team, annoy the pitcher, annoy the catcher. Irk them, make them hate wanting to play us.
No hero ball. We are kicking the can.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see some of that moving forward here. Doug, you got anything more to add tonight?
That seems like that is what he's somewhat doing. Right. It takes time. There is a cloud that hangs over this team. It's going to be hard for him to break through it. But no, outstanding effort tonight by Mitch Keller. Wasted once again. Pretty much the script of the season, the theme, the mantra, right? Yeah. So thank you. The chat was great tonight, even when they disagreed with me.
Thank you guys for tuning in with us. We'll be back with you again tomorrow.
It's like a week and a half to the tailgate. Come to the tailgate. Come to our tailgate. Let's have some fun together.
Yeah, come. I'm planning on being there. I'll be there knocking on wood.
You better be there.
I'm going to work on it, but
I'm going up to Philly. I'm going to be up in Philly for the weekend to see the Pirates play at the Phillies. I'm going to see the skiing start on Sunday for sure. And then I'm headed to Pittsburgh for the week. I'll see him play the Reds and the Brewers. So
there you go, Dougie.
I'm excited.
All right, Doug, let's get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Pirates dropped this 1-2-1. I don't get to give out Sammys again. We're out of here. Peace out.
I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Come see me.
Also, actually, before we stop, link to the RSVP for the tailgates in the description here. Tailgate is next Saturday, actually, not this Saturday, the following Saturday.
Saturday the 24th.
Yes, that.
And they're giving out the giveaway is the short sleeve City Connect hoodie.
Sure, you're way on top of this, way more than I am. I don't know what tomorrow is.
Because I have already committed to being there because, I am dedicated. I'm dedicated. I want to see our people. I want to see our people.
Everyone wants to see
I'm bringing name tags, so people have to put name tags on. I didn't know who anybody was last year.
All right. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll be with you all year here. Come hell or high water.
All right.
We're out of here.
Find me.
I'm Tyler. That's Doug. We're out. Peace out, we're Scouts.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.